And 3, 2, 1. Hey, yo, what's up? It's your boy, Sirr of the 2020 Podcast, LLC. Please say the LLC. And today I got a special guest, one of our hometown heroes, Musik Da Muse is in the building. How you doing
Hey,
today?
what's up? What's
Look,
up?
I actually reached out to you, and I was just telling you off camera that
Mhm.
I waited a bit before I reached out to you because I knew you was from here, but I wanted to kind of get my clientele up, you know what I'm saying, before I, you know.
And I told you that I was completely honored that you would feel that way before I got in here. But I truly honored.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine. Thank you for taking time out your day to do this because I hit you up earlier this week, I believe, or was it last week?
You did. You
This
did.
week.
I think
This
it
week.
was. I think it was this week.
Yeah. So I was
I
like,
think
we're going to
it was
slide this
Tuesday.
DM.
No problem. Look, I'm glad you did. I haven't really interviewed with anybody from back home this year. So it was a breath of fresh air, I'd say.
Awesome. Well, I'm ecstatic. I can't wait because I'm really ready to pick your brain. So, Musik Da Muse. So, if anybody was to ask you, what is it that you do? What would you tell them?
I would tell them that I am your all-around entertainment. I think I would refer to myself as an entertainer.
Okay. I dig that. Now, how long, I guess you would say, how long have you been in the entertainment business?
Well, so a lot of people maybe do know this back home, but I grew up in church like most of the people that get in the industry. Right. And the entertainment started there. I mean, just because it's for Jesus don't mean people don't like to be entertained. They still like to be entertained, regardless of where the entertainment is being taken place. It's the same thing. So I have been doing that since at least 3. I can remember parents being like, no shy now. You a big girl. You was a big girl. You get up there, you speak, you be heard, and I mean, it wasn't none of that. Put your finger in your, this is all, she forgot the words. No, it was sing that shit. so, like that's where it started. And my dad was a pastor, my mother also, and of course they were pastor and elect lady.
Okay. All right. So being an artist, getting your roots in church, like many of us, what really inspired you to take this as a career path?
So it kind of started a little bit before I left Mobile. Right before I left Mobile, I think I had worked like my 10th dead-end job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like for the year, okay? Not for my life, for like the year, because I just didn't find that in the area there were many other options other than trade work or dead-end jobs or medical field or whatever. So I didn't want to do any of that. So I started to try and put myself out more, right before I left. I think it was maybe the last year or 2, whatever, that I was just really putting myself into the music scene of Mobile, because church is another side, you know what I'm saying? So outside of church, no one really knew me because I was like really that sheltered. So when I got out, I was like, okay, like the last 2 years of me being an adult and in Mobile, I was like, okay, let me see what Mobile industry is talking about. So I started trying to, get involved with things. First thing I started doing was songwriting or whatever. So I songwritten for Ida Lee Songbird. She was the first person that hit me up and asked me to write for her or whatever. And so it's this song that is still streaming. It's called Groove, and it's a Southern soul jam or whatnot, that'll get your line dance and 2-step on or whatnot. And I wrote that for her especially. Then it was like after that, I started thinking, I was like, okay, cool, I can do this songwriter thing. It began to be, profitable. Like, people were actually hitting me up and wanting me to write for them and things of that nature. It got to Travis J. I wrote a song called Games for him. That's still streaming everywhere. And then I wrote a song for Keontae. She has a song that I written called I Love You. And probably some more that I just can't really think about right now, or maybe their progress with it didn't get as far. But I did get to writing and not. Those were like the highlights. So after writing was a thing or whatnot, I started participating in some bands, and that I think helped me get my stage presence up. It helped me become a little bit more aware of the industry world outside of church or whatnot. And so after the bands, other miscellaneous things started coming about. Like, I believe there was the play Dreamgirls or whatnot. It maybe it been about 2 years ago, something like that. From CJ, aka Cleophas, or whatnot, put on. And I played the replacement of Effie or whatnot. So I played the fourth dream girl, to be technical. And so I was getting into a lot of things like that, and singing backup for Ida. So I was just kind of in the mix. I also did some work with Antoinette Warbington of A. Warbington Incorporated. She is one of my best friends along with Ida now. And yeah, so she did everything, like, and I'm talking about everything. So I learned a lot of what I, know about the industry to those two women or whatnot, because not only did those two show interest in what talent I had to offer, but they also wanted to offer knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and allowed me to step into their world to see, hey, this is what goes on, So combining all of that and reeling it back in. Oh yeah, I also did some dancing with Shalinda, Shal the dancer. Yes, dancing with Shal. Yeah. So we had intentions of doing a dance group or whatever. I think she had me cheerleading and everything. Like, it was a lot going on. So another great friend of mine as well. So I did all of that, wrapping up the last couple of years of being in Mobile. So what happened was I was at Cricket. And it was a lot going on there. They were stealing money, wasn't getting paid what we were supposed to. It was all types of things happening. So we went to, I went to work, and I said to myself, I said, unless I want to be the CEO of a Cricket one day, I don't really see what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? I've done all I could do music wise. You know what I mean? I, in my opinion, reached out to those that were the heaviest of involvement in Mobile, so I was like, I don't really think I have any help beyond this point. So shortly after that, my cousin, who had been trying to get me to come to Houston for, man, I don't know how many years, like off and on throughout my lifetime. But this particular time she asked me was the third time that she had actually hit me up and offered for me to come and build a new life in Houston. So this particular time, I say, forget Cricket. I hop on the bus, you know what I'm saying, with the last little money that I had to get there or whatever, which was probably like Tide's money or something. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. And like, I got to Houston. Well, I got to Houston and stayed here I was here for a couple weeks. I got here like January the 6th of 2020. A few weeks later, I got a call that said my mother passed or whatnot. So I went back down to Mobile to, help arrange the funeral arrangements and so forth. And, I got back to Houston after my mom passed. That was kind of like my conclusion with Mobile. I felt like everything that lived, like, as far as, what I'm saying, a life there had been put to rest in a sense, because that's really all that Mobile really had to offer in the form of love, besides my friends or whatever. So after that happened whatnot, I was in Houston. I got to networking. I played several roles in several positions up here in Houston. I done played consultant, I done played the manager role, I done played the advisor role, I done played the interview role, you know what I mean? So forth and so forth. A lot of different services for a lot of different people, until I finally said, you know what? Why don't I just do this shit myself? So, you know what I mean? I started working at a local bar here in Houston, Texas, and forgive me if I'm talking too much, but it's just a lot. Okay, cool. I worked at a local bar here in Houston, Texas. And that really opened up a lot of doors for me. I bartended, I was the hookah girl, I DJ'd sometimes. Like, I learned a lot of additional trades to the industry that would prove to be very beneficial later on. I met people, you know what I mean, that came in the bar. It allowed me to really like network, because again, I'm not from here. I'm probably a couple of months deep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out who all I can figure out, and what better place to do it than a place where everybody comes to kick it. So we after that ended, after the bar closed, that was when I just went full pledge. I am a, you know what I'm saying, an artist out here, I'm an entertainer, and now I want to do this. So I don't know, like, after the bar ended, it was like somebody turned on the show switch. And so everybody that I had met, and all these rapport that I built, all the rapport that I built with these different people, just came to light. So it was like, hey, you want to come perform here? Hey, you want to come perform there? Hey, you want to come perform here? You know what I'm saying? So as I'm doing this, I'm linking up with different venues. I'm meeting different people who would extend the journey that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I end up, finding love or whatnot. My beautiful girlfriend, her name is Kyoto Key. She's a rap artist or whatnot. And I just took it from there. I was like, okay, well, we here. But it was all in the network and all in the journey, I suppose.
Okay. That's quite the tale. I'm gonna backpedal a little bit though, if you don't mind, because
go ahead. I gave you a lot, so yeah.
that gives me one of the things. It kind of leads into one of the questions I was going to ask, because losing a parent kind of changes things. I have several friends over the last few years who I've been blessed with, the call friends, who've been able to give me insight on what it's like to lose a parent. And they said that there is kind of a veil or protection from the world that is lost when you lose a parent.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. It kind of feels like an instance of, whoa, I'm here alone.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it feels. That is.
Okay.
I can agree.
Let me ask you this question then. What were some of the obstacles that you encountered on this journey, transitioning from Mobile to Houston?
Well, you have the right questions.
I do. But everything isn't rainbows and sunshine. So I just want to know, what were some of the hardships you encountered?
Okay, so one of the first thing is I didn't grow up close to my family. My family was very strict by religion. There was no pants, no makeup. All that was gonna send you to hell. We were one of them, So mind you, now, before my mom passed, my parents divorced or whatever, probably the moment I hit 18. So this remainder part of my mother's life, she was a single woman or whatnot. And the thing about it was, I kind of didn't have much of a relationship with my father, because he didn't I'm taking into account that, he didn't have one himself. So of course we don't, there's no manual to this thing, you know what I'm saying? So I think he thought that sheltering me would be the best way, to protect me, you know what I mean? So, we went there, had that conversation, me and him. But I said that to say that I didn't, because of how I was sheltered, other than like maybe one or two friends that I was able to see growing up, my own family, like I know who they are, but I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? So I can say that, I know my dad, I know my mom, you know what I'm saying? I have brothers from their previous marriages, but I'm the only one they had together. So everything for me is kind of distant. You know what I'm saying? Like those are my brothers. This is my uncle, this is my auntie, these are my cousins. But other than kind of like knowing their faces, it's not really like a bond like that, So with that being said, I was extra close to my mom. So in this grand scheme, you've got distant family who I don't know, who might as well be strangers, you know what I'm saying? And then you have immediate family, all that I know was mom and dad. Don't really with dad that much. So, and then that just poof goes away. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, it really took God. It really took God. Like, I'm telling you, like, I definitely see how people could slip and lose their mind. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I felt it in my head. I felt it in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Just losing a grip, and all I could do was pray. Well, not all I could do was pray. That's it. Cause like my head was just out of here. So one of the things that happened was, we had sibling disagreements, me and my brothers, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it was kind of bound to happen because when the glue that, the only thing that we actually have in common, goes away. Now the reality is I'm looking at you and you looking at me and you don't know me, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know you, you know what I mean? So, and God forbid, you talking about siblings that's talking about their mother, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this my mama, no, this my mama, this my mama, so I kind of felt a little pushed to a side when it came to that situation, by, family and stuff. I've always been, a little free spirit. I've never been the type that would be, what do you call, stable or whatnot. Like I've just never been that person, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's time to stop that ripping and running the streets. It's time to grow up. It's time to, you know what I'm saying, figure out what you're gonna do with your life and this, that, and the third. And they were right. But it wasn't that it was time for me to necessarily change what I was doing. It was definitely time for me to take it more serious. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, what's more serious than moving to a place where no one knows me, nothing about me, where I can't be judged at that, and actually taking the time out to work on me and establish what I want. You know what I'm saying? Because anything is achievable. It's just about what you're willing to put into it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if I'm going to devote my life to this, you know what I'm saying? Well, this is what I devote my life to. And compared to a doctor, a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, a pharmacist, you know what I'm saying, this is my specialty and this is my craft, so I decided to take that seriously, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter what, anybody else said or thought. I also, reached out, was talking more with my dad. However, that was actually going pretty good until, I told my dad that I was seeing a woman or whatever. Yeah, you shaking your head. Yeah.
I was waiting.
Like you already know.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Right. So when I told him I was seeing a woman, the conversation was good at first. But I think like being a daughter, like I sent my dad quite a few cash out requests. I ain't even gonna lie. But I feel like he daddy. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, get mad at me, but I mean, whatever. That's not that type of relationship. Anyways, so I sent like Catch Chris for like $8, and he sent me like this 4-page letter on like, you know, he doesn't support my lifestyle, and basically, you know, if this is what you're gonna do and you got people supporting you, go ask them, aka go ask your girlfriend, because I can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? Type situation. And I don't care how anybody wants to put that, you know, if anybody reads the messages, aside from all of the sugarcoating and whatnot, that's basically, you know, what he said. So at this point, I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? I got family that I don't know, which are basically strangers I don't know, extending invitations for love that I can't accept because I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, you know what I'm saying, make that bond. So unfortunately, aside from being blood related, you know, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? I've got, you know, a father that, you know what I'm saying, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this could be a chance to rekindle, although I do love him. It's just, you know, and me being at this stage in my life, it's really important for me to keep myself encouraged. You know what I'm saying? And I can't do that, you know what I'm saying, when I have to worry about, you know, like, you know, if you're gonna treat me and the people that I choose to love a different sort of way, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just her, but, you know, I'm basically building my own family. You know what I mean? I'm building, you know, family by, you know, attracting people that are authentically for me, people that are going through what I am, where I am at in my life. I call those people family. You know what I'm saying? The life that I'm living, they know this is the life I'm living. They accept this, the life I'm living. You know what I'm saying? And they go through the things that I go through with me, not go through the things and like, oh, I'm just bailing you out. You know, you need to get your stuff together. Please don't help me. Like, if you're going to be like that, don't help me. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. Either help me, you know what I'm saying, because you believe in me, you support me, you know, or if you can't, that's fine, you know what I'm saying, but don't do it and be like, oh, well, I only did it, you got to get your stuff together. No, like, you know what I'm saying, like, when you get a real job, whatever, all the things that, you know, we as musicians here, like, so I'm building my own family. So those things happen, you know what I'm saying, so family just kind of or whatnot. And I, you know, I went through, you know, the whole process of getting rid of old situations from home, you know what I'm saying? Because of course I was in Houston now, all of the ripping and running around in circles, you know what I'm saying, with the same toxic people on whatever level, was over for me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get rid of anything that was triggering, anything that was preventing growth, anything that was preventing me from moving forward. I said, I will let it go. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my mom's not here. I was like, it ain't nothing none of y'all can tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you think, you know what I'm saying? Because if anything, she was the last person that, you know, I always wanted to respect. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's gone. So I don't care what you think about me, you know, and I don't care what you say about me. I'm just going to do me, because after a while, you know what I'm saying, whenever it's time for God to call me home, you're just going to say your words just like you do everybody else and put me in the ground just like they do everything else, and still walk around here living your life until it's your turn. So I might as well do this thing for me.
That is. That is. I completely understand. Walking your truth and be unapologetic about it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Okay. Yes. So I'm gonna shift gears again a little bit, because you know we showed how harsh life can be, you know, when you're proud of who you are and what you do, you know. So let me ask you this. So far, has there been one memory involved in, you know, being an entertainer that has stood out as your favorite memory, like that one that you can probably go to right now and be like, you know what, that's the reason why I do it?
I think the moment for me would probably be when I was deemed management of the bar that I was working at one night. And, I basically ran the whole club. Like, I hired, I promoted, you know what I'm saying? And it was working, like, you know what I'm saying? And I realized, wow, I could really do this. And the first time that I did, I created a show. I got on stage, you know what I'm saying? I'm performing my music and people are loving it. They really like it. They're like, oh, I really like your music, and they're following me on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And, the followers grow, mind you. I've got about a little over 3,000 now, but when I came to Houston 2 years ago, I had less than 1,000, you know what I mean? So it was groundbreaking, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, what that said to me is that there was a place in this industry for me, and that I had every right to feel how I felt and pursue what I wanted.
Perfect. That's very well stated. I like how when you speak, you're very detailed. Like you're very meticulous in what you're saying. So it's kind of easy to understand because I've never been a manager before. Who knows? I may be in the future, but I've never been the one to be responsible for multiple things, multiple people at one time. So that's enlightening, because I'm the type that's like, you know what? Too much responsibility. I'd rather be over here. Let me
tell you something. I never asked for it. I've never asked for it. But I honestly, I've always been promoted to management, even in my 9-to-5 jobs, like they normally, but the thing about, those is after management, after like store management, like that's really all there is. There's nothing from there, you know what I'm saying, that you can really get to. So it's kind of like, but with this, like, you get good, you might get a couple of clubs that you can, you know what I'm saying, bounce between and do stuff at, and all types of things. So, but no, I appreciate that. I try to be, it feels like I'm talking a lot, but that's only because if I don't, then I know there's a communication barrier these days that I'm trying to stay clear of.
No, you're doing great. Honestly, you're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So this is going to lead to one of my favorite questions.
Okay.
At any point, did you feel that you wouldn't be successful? And if so, who or what changed your mind?
I had an instance with one of my brothers, and he was trying to teach me a lesson or whatever. So, he told me, he was like, send me $50 right now or whatever. He was like, you can't because you don't have it or whatever. And I was like, it was like I had just moved to Houston. And it was like, oh, I don't have $50. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And then like shortly after that, I went to a mixer. And that mixer is where I found the first artist that I ended up getting paid to manage. And that said to me, like, I'm on the right path. Like when someone offers, you know what I'm saying, this was weekly pay, like, you know what I'm saying, to manage them as an artist, I was like, I'm in the right field and the right place.
Man, that is an experience. That is an experience. So I'll say this. My very first time being in a situation like that, I was super nervous. Super nervous. So this may sound weird. What I started to do is, and this is me telling my business, I started, and this might sound crazy to some people, but it's very helpful. I started to practice scenarios for the future. I'll give you an example. I've practiced accepting an award, what I would say. I've practiced interviews, what I would say. And I've practiced if I was approached by the police, what I would say. So I practice all these scenarios. That way, when it happens, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So,
but do you know what I call that? I call that manifestation. That's what I call it.
Ours.
I call that manifestation. That's how you do it. You have to visualize where it is that you see yourself. Can't nobody do that for you. No one can see your worth like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why self-love is so important. And me and my girlfriend, we preach it all the time. Like, forget all this other stuff. I don't even care what your religion is. As long as your religion isn't talking about killing nobody, hurting nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as your religion is trying to promote positivity for your personal life, I don't care. What I care about or whatnot, and what's so important is that everyone follows their own path. Because when you follow your own path, you're unapologetically gonna take your place in life, you know what I'm saying, whatever that may be, and you're going to feel fulfilled, you know. So I feel like in order to do that, you have to visualize it, and you can't let no one kill it. You got to see it, and you got to keep going. Like, you got to be like, that's what I want. And when you say it, I mean, really see it, you become it. So you start doing the things that you need to do. You become the person that you need to be, well, really that you already are. But you know what I'm saying? You become what you already know you are. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter the circumstance. You'll always be taken care of with faith. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter what you're going through. You're going to wake up sometimes and be like, well, dang, you know, I ain't got like $1 to my name. You know what I'm saying? But you'll look around and your rent is paid for and your utilities is paid for and you got clothes on your back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't have anything to worry about. You're not sick. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, I am still blessed and I'm still headed and doing the things that I'm meant to do. So.
All right, you better stop. You over here preaching now. I love it though. You're preaching a message that someone needs to hear. Too much social media has taught us to look at the things we don't have that other people have.
Right.
And sometimes what we see for them may not actually be for them. It may not even be real. You know,
right? Exactly.
Respect your journey. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and clear. You're talking to me right now. I don't know if you know, but so my next question, and this is a long-term question, so I'm expecting you to hit me with something good. Now, this is your opportunity.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do my very best. Best.
So, where would you like to see yourself as an entertainer, as an artist, as a person in the next 1 year, in the next 3 years, and then in the next 10 years?
Okay. All right. So I have to answer as an entertainer and as a person, like separately. Okay. And for each increment. Okay.
Yeah, you can just mix it all together if you want. Let's do it.
Okay. So in a year, I would not as an entertainer, because I say entertainer because I'm entertaining in whatever I do. Whatnot, it don't even matter. So I'm just saying entertainer. Even if I'm hosting or a promoter, whatever it is, I'm entertaining or whatever, all falling under the same category. But I see in a year, I expect to be able to book my shows at least 3 months in advance.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I expect to be able to, you know, when I step out, you know, there's some sort of accommodation being made, you know what I'm saying, in a year. You know what I mean? Strictly because of how I know that I am going to invest in this journey that I'm on, you know, so that investment should put me at least in a year to where, you know, I'm going places and, you know, I'm going places with an invite to, you know, come and maybe judge or come to perform, you know what I'm saying, specifically for a crowd that's asking for what I do, you know. You said the next one was 5 years? 3 years, then 5, then 10?
Yes, ma'am. Well, 1, 3, and 10. But we could do 5 if you got 5 in mind.
Okay, 1, 3, 10. No, it's cool. Okay, so in the next 3 years, I actually expect to be getting paid off of my streams, making money in my sleep. You know what I mean? Because I'm not even gonna lie, like recently in Houston is where I've been learning, everything musically on the business side that I need to have taken care of. And so I've been doing those things, setting myself up for, the future, when it comes down to it, whatnot. The next 3 years, I plan to have offers of labels, like, because my desire, I'm one of those or whatever, I am seeking a label. So, a major label, you know what I'm saying, that, is ready to invest in someone like me. So in the next 3 years, I want to have offers with an S on the table for different labels. And in the next 10, I expect me and you to be at the Grammys together.
I'm gonna act a fool. I'm gonna run up and hug you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up and hug you, and then I'm gonna interview you on the carpet. Period.
You got it.
Period.
It's all up. It's ready. We're gonna be ready too. I got the outfit in mind and everything is going down.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I'm with it. All right. Well, I love it. All right. So this is my final question. And I'm kind of sad because I've really enjoyed this. This has been enlightening for me.
Likewise, it's I needed this as well. I did. I needed this as well. I needed to get things out.
See, look at God. So the hardest thing to do, especially nowadays, is to take an idea and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you did just that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What words of encouragement would you have for that person who's listening or watching, and they have an idea, but they're afraid to take that first step? What would you tell them?
Do it. Like, do it. If it scares you, do it. Like, I mean, if it's the right type of fear. Now, if you're thinking about committing suicide, obviously I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? If you're thinking about, doing something that's gonna like mess you up, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. But if you're talking about, pursuing something that everybody says you can't, something that everyone denies you could and denies that you will, do it. That means it's meant for you. Something that all the odds are against you on. You know what I'm saying? When fear, depression, anxiety, when all of that kick in, it means that you're close to something. It means that you're close to something. When you get into feeling like you're unworthy, feeling like, you don't know exactly how you're gonna, break through this, do it. Like, push anyways. When it hurts, push anyways. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I done loved and had to break away. And the feeling, a lot of people think that you have to wait, or they want to try and wait till the love feeling goes away to leave. Like, no, like sometimes, and actually most of the time, when it's time for you to pursue whatever it is that you are going to pursue, there is some sort of sacrifice every time, and the sacrifice, to be honest with you, is always worth it. Like, I had a situation where I was really in love with a guy before I left Houston. It was extremely toxic though. Like, I'm talking about toxic beyond toxic, domesticated, infidelity, lies, drugs, like, you know what I'm saying? It was the whole shebang bang, you know what I'm saying? Like, going on, like the secrets in the closet, like, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot, but I still loved him. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, who am I to judge and who is anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I hate. You know what I'm saying? That's why I recommend everyone love themselves so they can be themselves. But, like, I had to say, I want this for me. And where I was trying to get to, I couldn't take toxicity with me. As much as I loved it, you know what I'm saying? Loved it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that love didn't disappear once I left. It didn't. I was still hurt. I was still reminiscing off of the things, you know, good and bad. I was still pushing. I was still hurting from losing my mother. I still am. I still cry. You know what I'm saying? At random times of the night, I still wonder, you know what I'm saying? Well, what is it about me? You know, I still have feelings. I still think about my childhood and the things that happened. I still do. Like the hurt does not just vanish like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta keep pushing because it's worth it. Not because it feels good, but because it's worth it. And if we gotta go there, since I'm preaching,
Let's do it.
Jesus had to take every nail, spit, whip, lie, betrayal, all for it to be worth it. For it to be worth it. And don't ever think that your sole purpose or whatever you're being pushed to is for you, because it's never for you.
I agree.
Your soul is pushing you to where you personally are going to be able to make a difference. That's where your soul is pushing you. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily you're giving these things because you have to do it too. So you might as well like it because that's what you're going to do one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But your soul is pushing you to the best form possible to be able to reach people, to be able to, you know, to tell people something, you know what I'm saying? To be able to make a difference in a positive manner. Like it does it for everyone. And you have some people that sit and ignore it, you know what I'm saying? And you have some people that just can't. I just can't. So here I am. They always said she would preach, she would be a prophet, she would be an evangelist, but they never knew to whom and how God exactly had me in which to do that. And you dare say that I'm anybody but a child of God that love him for any reason other than the fact of the fruit that I bear. And that's positivity and what's in my heart. And that's nothing but genuine. So.
Okay. I love it. I love it. All in all, your story is not just yours. Your story is your testimony for someone else. All in all, I love it. I love it.
Indeed. So, this is me.
Look here. You need to write a book.
Okay, I need to write a book because this is the 6th time someone has told me I need to write a book.
I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but I'm just saying you need to write a book.
But, I have recently, I'll tell you what I have done. I've recently started journaling or whatever. So I think it's gonna get me there or whatever. So you know what I mean? I've recently started back that or whatnot. So I believe it's gonna, you know, we're working towards it. I think I see that's the plan in the making, you know. So, but yeah, we'll see.
All right. So Musik Da Muse, if anybody wants to get into contact with you, whether it be about business, whether it be about music, whether it be just to pick your brain, because you never know, you know, you're an advocate, you know, of just being the best you. What is the best method to get in contact with you?
So you can always DM me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram all the time at Musik Da Muse. That's MUSIKDAMUSE. Also, you can find me on Facebook, but my government is on there. But you can still look it up by Musik Da Muse. It'll still bring you up, but the page will say Regina Phillips. You could find my music on all platforms. It's widely distributed. That's Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, etc., Amazon, you know, you name it. That's where you'll be able to find any of my music. New single, Average, whatnot, which actually is a testimony to everything that I've spoken about today. We're not in a nutshell. So you can reach me, email. That's musicdamuse@gmail.com. I'm trying to keep everything uniform so that if you know Musik Da Muse, you can contact me basically any sort of way. So yeah.
Now, not to put your business out there, I just saw a second ago you on TikTok too.
Oh yeah, I am on TikTok. I do a lot of TikToks over
Oh,
now.
yeah, okay.
That is also
Follow.
Musik Da Muse on TikTok as well. MusikDaMuse.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we're going to include all that information in the description below. Or if you're
Okay.
listening, just check y'all know where to find the information. She said it like
You
this.
know.
You know what I'm saying? So that being said, this has been your boy, Sirr. Musik Da Muse in the building. Thank you so much for doing this interview. You have been spectacular. And
Oh, you have been awesome as well. I'm so glad to be here today. For real.
Stop it. I'm too dark to blush now.
Hey.
With that being said, this has been Sirr, and we are out.